Hello dear students. So today in this lecture we will discuss about the further classification of the kingdom Animalia, a very big kingdom having a number of phyla and classes present here. So if you look at the further classification of kingdom Animalia, in this kingdom the initial level of classification is on the basis of the fact whether the organisms are having tissue level organization or cellular level organization. So the first classification is if they have a cellular level organization, that means the body is not still differentiated into various tissues, and the organisms coming under this category forms the first phylum, and that first phylum is Porifera. So the first phylum here in this animal kingdom is Porifera, where the body is having the cellular level organization. If tissue level organization means if the body is differentiated into various tissues, in this case of tissue level organization, the further classification is on the basis of fact whether they are having a body cavity or not. So in this case, if there is no body cavity, between epidermis and gastrodermis, then these organisms are known as acoelomate, and these acoelomates are further categorized into two categories, whether the body is radially symmetrical or bilaterally symmetrical. So if the body is radially symmetrical. Radial symmetry means you can cut the body of an organism in two identical halves across any plane. For example, if you look at the piece of the chalk is also radially symmetrical because through any plane you can cut the chalk into two identical halves. So if the body is radially symmetrical, then here we have another phylum. First phylum you have seen Porifera, and second one here is Coelenterata. And if body is bilaterally symmetrical, so bilateral symmetrical means the body can be cut into two identical halves across any plane, only one plane. For example, even the bodies of we human beings is also bilaterally symmetrical because across this axis we can cut the body into two identical halves, otherwise not. So in that case we have the another phylum, the third phylum, that is Platyhelminthes. So if the body is having tissue level organization, then the first category are the organisms which are acoelomate, not having any body cavity, and they are further categorized into two categories. They are radially symmetrical or bilaterally symmetrical. If radially symmetrical, then it is Coelenterata. If bilaterally symmetrical, that means it is Platyhelminthes. Another one is which are having false type of body cavity. They have false body cavity, and due to false body cavity they are known as pseudo-coelomate. Pseudo means false, coelom means body cavity. As they are having the false type of body cavity, or that's why they are known as coelomate. And under this category we have the fourth phylum. Here we have the fourth phylum, that is Nematoda. And next are the organisms which are having true body cavity. And if there is true body cavity, these organisms are known as coelomate. And now they are further divided into two categories on the basis that how their body cavity has developed. So on the basis of their development of body cavity, they are further classified as, that means their body cavity has derived from the mesodermal cells formed from the single cell. So you can say here the body cavity derived from mesodermal cell from single mesodermal cell during the growth of embryo. So where the body cavity has developed from a single cell of mesodermal cell while the embryo was growing, then this kind of organisms are known as schizocoelomic. And these schizocoelomic have three phylum again. So here we have the phylum number 5, that is Arthropoda. Arthropoda. Another one is Annelida and Mollusca. And the seventh one here is Mollusca. And the other type of organisms where body cavity is developed from the pouches pinched off from endosperm or endodermis. So here you can see that body cavity from pouches pinched off from endodermis. And these organisms are known as enterocoelomic. And these enterocoelomic is also further categorized into two categories, whether they have a notochord or notochord is absent. So first is where notochord absent, and these are known as another phylum, that is phylum Echinodermata. and here where there is notochord present, then it makes the another phylum, that is phylum Chordata. So here we have seen that all the animal kingdom has been categorized into 9 phyla. So first type of classification started from whether they are having a cellular level organization or tissue level organization. If cellular level organization, then we have the first phylum called Porifera. If there is tissue level organization, then it is seen whether they are having a body cavity or not. If they are not having the body cavity, then they are known as acoelomate, and they are further categorized into 2 phyla. One is radially symmetrical, that is Coelenterata, and another one is bilaterally symmetrical, that is Platyhelminthes. The second type of organisms here, the organisms which are having false type of body cavity, that's why they are known as pseudocoelomate. And here we have the 4th phylum, that is Nematoda. And if they are having a true body cavity, then they are known as coelomate. And the coelomate are further categorized into 2 categories, that how the body cavity or coelom has developed. So here you can see if body cavity is derived from a single cell, from single mesodermal cell during the growth of embryo, then these organisms are known as schizocoelomic. And in this category we have 3 phyla, Annelida, Arthropoda and Mollusca. And if the body cavity is derived from the pouches pinched off from endodermis, then the organisms are known as enterocoelomic, and these enterocoelomic organisms are further classified into 2 categories, that is if they are not having any notochord, then they are echinodermata, and if they are having the notochord, then it is known as the phylum Chordata. So in this way you have seen the whole animal kingdom has been categorized into 9 phyla. On further moving ahead, you will see that phylum Chordata has been further classified on the basis of the nature of notochord present here. Whether the notochord is well developed, is it present for the whole lifetime, or it is having a rudimentary type or less developed type of notochord. On that basis, now let's have a look at the further classification of phylum Chordata. So here I give you the further classification of phylum Chordata. So as you know, the phylum Chordata is the group of organisms that are having notochord in their body. So this chordata are further classified whether they are having a well developed notochord throughout the life, or the notochord is primitive type of notochord. So if there is primitive notochord which is not present throughout the life, then we have the class that is known as Protochordata. So Protochordata are the group of organisms which are not having any well developed notochord, where notochord is not present throughout their life. They are having a rudimentary type of notochord, and that phylum is known as phylum Protochordata. And the another one is where the notochord is so developed that notochord is replaced by vertebral column. Then these animals are known as vertebrates. Or vertebrata, and in this case this subgroup vertebrata or subphylum vertebrata is further divided into different classes, and now this is divided into 5 classes, that is Pisces, another one is amphibians, then we have reptiles, then we have aves, and then there is mammals. So here in this category you have seen that phylum vertebrata or subphylum vertebrata is categorized into further 5 categories, and these 5 categories are Pisces, amphibians, reptiles, aves and mammals. Pisces, which includes all the fishes. Aves, they include all the birds, and then there are mammals. Out of these, Pisces, amphibians and reptiles, they all together are known as cold-blooded animals. Why cold-blooded animals? Because their body temperature does not remain constant. Their body temperature changes along with the temperature of the atmosphere. That's why they are known as cold-blooded animals. On the other hand, aves and mammals are together known as warm-blooded animals. Why warm-blooded animals? Because their temperature remains constant irrespective of the temperature of the environment. So they have a constant body temperature, and that's why they are known as warm-blooded animals. So further details and characteristics of all these phyla and subphyla and classes, that we'll be doing in next lecture. Have a nice time. Goodbye till then.